Hi, hello, good morning, and welcome to this week's serving of Mickey Waffles, a Disney podcast where we cover everything from parks, movies, and merchandise. My name is Sinead.
My name is Kate. Hi, how's it going?
I'm pretty good, Kate. How are you?
I'm doing just fine.
Excellent. It's a very exciting day, Kate.
It is, for anyone that lives in America, Canada, or the Netherlands.
Yes, it is Disney Plus Day, but it's a far more exciting day for us.
Is it?
And we can talk about this because this doesn't come out till Saturday. You guys have heard us mention Amy before.
Oh!
But she's home!
Hey!
Well, she's en route home.
Currently, by the time you listen to this, she'll be in the country.
Yes.
How exciting.
The day this gets released, we finally get to see her again after nearly a year.
Woo!
I'm so very excited.
I mean, none of you care.
No. But just you wait till we go on another Disney trip.
Oh man, you just wait for those Instagrams, lads. It will be such a time.
How's your week been, Kate?
It's been fine.
Yeah?
Yep.
Got up to much?
No.
Have you packed yet?
No.
Because where were you going again, Kate?
Oh my god, go back to Disneyland Paris. Where else would I be going?
I mean, fair. So when are you off?
On Monday.
Okay.
So Monday we're flying at 20 to 7, I think, or 6:30, whatever that Aer Lingus flight is.
Yeah.
And then we're staying for Monday, Tuesday, and then we're coming back we're coming back Wednesday afternoon.
Friday.
I was like, we're staying Monday, Tuesday, Friday.
One thing that I did want to mention, and I have actually written down in our notes so that I would remember. We mentioned last week about our bays at Prestige.
Oh yeah.
Hyphen transfer. Still not Spawn. Just love them. You were looking at booking for the two of you. How was that working out?
Wish they were Spawn.
Wish they were Spawn.
So when I looked it up, it actually, in the bracket, it has like 1 to 3 people, then it has like 4 to 6 people, I think. So 1 to 3 people is €120.
Okay, cool.
So like our when we had 3 it was 120, but when we have 2 this is also 120. But we decided that the extra 20 quid each was worth it.
Yeah.
Rather than getting the bus.
Yeah, because the bus is what, 23 each way?
Yeah.
So it's really only an extra 14.
Yeah, but like seriously, for the extra 14 each, like I actually genuinely think it's just worth it.
To be around no people? Absolutely.
Yeah, to be around no people, like direct pickup and transfer. And they bring you right to the door. Like there's no messing about. There's like, the driver will put your luggage into the car for you. You know it's not being like dumped around the place. You know that no one who's getting out in a hotel in front of you has the pop, like obviously it's like 1 in a million chance, but like you know that someone who's getting off in a hotel in front of you doesn't have the chance to take your suitcase.
Yeah.
Which is whatever happens when you get on a coach. But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So definitely for like the extra 14 quid each,
Totally
we were like
that.
absolutely, especially coming back to the hotel because we're getting picked up at 2 because our flight's at like 5.
Yeah.
So it just makes much more sense because like we've been with them twice now. It's like we know it's like a guaranteed pickup and we know they're going to be there early.
Yeah, and you don't have to worry about, because I know some people get Ubers and stuff like that, but just from personal experience of getting Ubers from other airports, because Ubers aren't regulated and stuff, they're not allowed in the like actual like taxi areas. So you end up having to walk 15 miles to find your Uber driver. Now, again, this is just from other experience in other airports, not necessarily Charles de Gaulle, because we've never done that. But they meet you at the gate. Like you literally come out of arrivals and they're there, and they track your flight.
Yeah.
So that they know exactly when you're going to be there. Because we were early last time.
And he was still there. Yeah. And also, when you're coming back to the airport, he drops you directly at the terminal gate.
Yeah.
He's like, who are you flying with? First of all, he asks you what terminal. And then he's like, okay, what airline?
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, Aer Lingus. And he's like, okay, cool, yeah. That's gate, like, door number 2. I'll bring you there.
Just their dream. Again, I'll put the link into the show notes again. Sadly, not Spawn, but I know it's something that a lot of people aren't sure about. So certainly if you are a group of 3 or more, definitely look at going
absolutely.
A shuttle. Don't necessarily just think that the magic shuttle is going to be your cheapest option. You can also opt for a train, but I'm always a little bit hesitant about the train because if your flight's delayed, and a lot of the times
they can be. Yeah.
So, yeah.
No, I think we're pretty happy with this like shuttle service now.
Yeah.
I know that we were extremely hesitant because we've heard a lot of stories of a lot of shuttle companies.
Yes.
But I think now that we've like found the one that we know works and we're pretty happy with, it's good to go. I know the last time we went as well, when it was the 3 of us, there was another driver from the same company who was picking up another family as well.
Yeah.
So like it's not just like us that's having a good run with it.
Yeah.
Like that day there was other drivers picking up people as well from the same company.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Happy all out.
Would recommend. So what are you most excited for your trip?
Christmas.
Well, of course.
Everything to do with Christmas.
Okay.
I'm excited to see the Surprise Mickey show, which genuinely was the main reason I booked the trip. Well, set aside that it's our anniversary, but I was like, Surprise Mickey show, yes!
What can I use as an excuse to get there?
I was like, oh my god, look, it's our anniversary. Oh, funny. So I've somehow swindled him into going to Disney for our anniversary, which is just crazy to me.
Dream.
Since like he's only been a month ago. And I'm like, yes, excellent. So yeah, I'm excited for the Surprise Mickey show. I'm excited for
You're surprised?
Yeah. For Mickey's Christmas big band thing.
Oh, so good.
For the like Christmas like charade that happens on Main Street.
Oh yeah.
With like the snow and the wind, and then there's this new thing with the lights, and I'm excited for that. Oh, what other Christmas things are there? I'm like really excited for the Frozen thing that's going to be in
Animation Celebration.
Yeah, I was like Art of Animation. That's not right. I knew it was animation something. An Animation Celebration. I'm really excited for that. I'm excited for all the Christmas things.
Yeah.
I'm excited to meet Christmas Donald. I'm excited to meet everything.
Oh my god, Christmas Donald.
Everything.
So
I'm excited for everything. Everything to do with Christmas. Because apart from that, I've done everything in the past month.
Yeah.
And Ed's also happy that he did everything he wanted to do on our last trip. So I'm like, Christmas.
So we don't need to do a separate mini waffle for Christmas. We can all be in the one episode.
Absolutely.
Beautiful. Much less editing for me. That's fab. I'm excited to see what you think, because I feel like we had a really good run of Christmas last year.
Yeah.
So I'm intrigued to see, because it visually, and we'll get on to that because it's something that one of the things that we want to talk about. Visually, I think this year looks a lot nicer. Mm-hmm. So I'm intrigued to see what you make of it.
I agree. Thank you.
My exciting thing this week is that my Phantom Manor book arrived.
Woo!
It arrived yesterday. So it took, a week to get here? Which for Shop Disney to get to Ireland, it's not bad.
Quicker than I thought it was going to arrive, I have to say.
Because, and this is just a tip for anybody that's ordering from Ireland, I've had so many issues with delivery to do with Shop Disney. There is a place where they ask you to put in your county. However, also put your county in with the city, because they tend to just wipe it out, which I've noticed is actually the issue. So they get rid of the county because more often than not in the UK, it's the city that they base stuff off.
Right.
Because why would they make things easy? So yeah, it actually arrived here, no issues, came in an adorable little Christmas box. And I've done a whole kind of run through of it. I'll probably save it as a highlight because a lot of people were asking about it. I say a lot of people. There were people asking about it. And then I ended up doing a run through of a couple other Disney books. But it's beautiful. And Kate has graciously said that she will have a look for the Pirates one when you're there.
Yes, and I also saw that the Disney A to Z one is 40% off. I have no idea if it's still going to be there. But if it is, I'm getting it.
Yeah. Because
I really wanted it when it was full price. And I almost bought it at full price. Which is how I know that I really want it. Because I was like, I'll buy this, but I don't have any money to buy it. That was my issue.
Yeah.
So yeah, if it's there, I'll get it.
40% off, and then another 20.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Absolutely.
How could you go wrong?
Can't.
No.
Can't, Sinead. Just can't.
So this week we posted on, because we weren't sure what to do, because obviously Kate's going away next week. So there'll be the episode with Nathan and Kiva next week. And then the following week will be Kate's review of Christmas. And then Lord knows what we'll get on to. But we just needed something in the meantime. So we decided to do an episode all about the Infinity annual passes.
Yeah. We know we've done an episode on annual passes previously.
Yeah.
A long time ago. But this one's going to be specifically on Infinity annual passes.
Yes.
Specifically because we both had ours for a year.
Yeah.
Now. So I think we can give like a much more rounded review on them.
Exactly. So we asked on Instagram for questions people wanted to know. We also asked other Infinity Pass holders what to them is the biggest benefit of having an Infinity Pass, and do they plan to renew, because that seems to be the like staple question with everybody. So we will get on to that a bit later, but in the meantime we should probably get on with some news.
So let's start with Christmas.
Woohoo!
So there's not a lot of news this week. It's been a very news light week in general.
Yeah.
We looked, I genuinely tried to look for news.
Yeah.
I just don't think much is happening because it's Christmas now, and the end of the year isn't really a time to announce things anyway.
Yeah, because this past week is, I think, the only time of the year where all of the seasons are synced across the parks, because it's like there's that like buffer week between Halloween and Christmas, and then all the Christmas stuff seems to start the same time in all the parks.
Christmas is starting now. Yeah. Christmas!
Weren't you so proud of that Christmas post that I put up on our Instagram the other day?
Yes.
And the story with the song. Breffney looked at me because I was putting the Phineas and Ferb Christmas is Starting Now song over when I posted on our stories, and Breffney was in the middle of doing something and then just heard a Christmas song and looked over at me bewildered as to was I feeling okay.
Hello.
Who dis?
So we're just gonna have a quick little rundown of Christmas's DLP.
Yes.
I've already pretty much talked about all of it and what I'm excited for. So Christmas DLP has officially begun.
It has.
But like all of the shows haven't started yet. Because remember we talked about Christmas DLP before, and how like the Christmas season starts, but the shows don't actually start till the weekend. Which is weird. A bit of a cop-out, to be honest. It's almost like, yeah, we're ready for Christmas.
Kind of like Christmas light.
Yeah. Exactly. That's exactly what it is. So yeah, so there's going to be the Surprise Mickey show, which is starting, and there's also going to be the Christmas Mickey's Big Band thing that I keep forgetting the name of, the Christmas version. We also saw videos today of the wreaths lighting up on Main Street.
Yes.
Which is so adorable. I can't contain it.
It's like Osborne Festival of Dancing Lights.
Baby version.
Like
baby egg version.
Minuscule.
Like so tiny.
Like ant-sized DLP version.
But it looks cool.
It looks
and I'm
great.
Really excited. The Christmas tree also looks great this year. I'm pretty sure it's the same Christmas tree as always, but it still looks fab.
The biggest thing about Christmas this year versus Christmas last year is they got rid of all the 25th anniversary blue.
Yes, they did.
Scrooge is even in a different outfit. Thank be to Jesus.
Completely like multicolored.
It's beautiful.
It's really pretty, and I'm very excited to take some nice photos. And they've got all like the frosted Christmas trees outside as well, down by the bandstand.
Not blue Christmas trees.
No, they're like frosted with like white snow. It's great. I love it. First protocol, Christmas Donald Duck.
Donald's back.
Can we just please?
In a little waistcoat.
Outfit is so adorable. I can't stand it.
He's unbelievably
cute. He looks
cute.
like a Christmas cracker. I love it.
Oh my god, he does look like with the little Christmas hat and
the
trim. Oh,
it's so cute. I love it. He's in like this quintessential red Christmas like shirt, and then he's got this waistcoat on, which is like green, red, and gold, like checker. And he's got he's just with his massive big green bow. I love it.
It's so cute.
It's so adorable. So Donald is meeting in Extra Magic Time.
Yeah.
Up by, I can't remember what that thing's called.
The boarding house. So where Minnie normally is.
Never in my life did I realise it was called the boarding house.
Yeah, or where Max it was during Halloween. But basically, when you go in under the train station, the place over to the left beside the bookstore and Liberty Arcade.
Thank you.
Thanks.
So Donald's going to be meeting from Extra Magic Time to 11.
Yes.
Then Thumper and Miss Bunny are back this year. And they're going to be taking over from Donald from 11 till 1.
Mm-hmm.
And then Donald's going to be back from 2 till 4.
Beautiful.
What a shift change.
Beautiful.
Everyone's everywhere.
Also, Thumper and Miss Bunny look so cute.
Do you know what? I actually didn't mention that. I'm kind of excited to possibly meet the two of them together.
I won't lie though, Miss Bunny kind of looks like a girl that I went to school with.
Is it the cheeks and the eyelashes?
Yeah. You carry on, and then I'm going to find a picture of this girl and I'm going to show you.
Okay. So yeah, I'm actually quite excited to possibly meet Thumper and Miss Bunny? Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why I said it the wrong way. Thumper and Miss Bunny, I'm kind of excited to meet them together because last year when we went for Christmas, it was advertised as Thumper and Miss Bunny, but it was
Thumper
only,
or.
Yeah, and it was like very hit and miss as to whether you were going to get them or not. But at the moment, it seems to be that they're both meeting together, which would be super cute. I'd love a photo of that. It would be adorable. Then we've also got Christmas Stitch, who's meeting in the same place where he was meeting at Halloween. His background has been changed to more frosted Christmas trees and candy canes, and they're adorable. And he's dressed up like Santa Claus.
He's wearing his Stitch Miss outfit.
I love it. It's adorable. I think it's way better than him being in some stupid show that was drawn out a bit too long. Oh my god, she does look like her.
Oh. It's because she looks like she's wearing really bad tan.
Oh dear. Yeah, so I think it's way better to have Stitch dressed up like Santa Claus as a meet and greet than it is to have him in that weird castle show that didn't really work.
No.
It was a bit odd.
He's so cute, though. Are you going to try meet?
All of them? Yes.
Okay.
Because I think that it's something... Because, do you know what? It really all depends on how busy it is.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not pushed to do a million things, and I'm also not pushed to do extra maritime both mornings. Maybe one morning. But
I do it one morning to get Donald.
maybe, like, the Wednesday. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think we need to do it both mornings.
No.
Because this is, like, a chill trip. But if it all really depends on how busy it is. Because, obviously, if it's not that busy, we could get... like a fair few things done in extra magic time and then use our time elsewhere.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was going to be busy, but I never really took into account Mickey Mouse's birthday on the 18th.
What a bad ex-cast member of Kate.
I just never took into, like, I knew that his birthday was on the 18th, but I just never took into account that the park might be busier because of it.
Yeah.
So, like, maybe we won't go see the Surprise Mickey show that day, because I know that this year it's not based on his birthday, but last year it was. And I'd say a lot of people still associate the Surprise Mickey show with Mickey Mouse's birthday.
Yeah.
So we probably won't go see that on the Monday. We might actually wait till like the Wednesday or something to see that. Give it a bit of like runtime, and like who's gonna go to the park on a Wednesday in the middle of November when no school holidays are on?
True.
That seems like a pretty quiet time to me. So yeah.
There's some real nice looking Halloween.
Halloween! No, get away! Hisboo! Hisboo!
It's just...
Put that word away. Put that word away. No. Forbidden.
It's just always on my mind.
It's
There's some
Christmas
really
now.
nice looking Christmas food.
Yes, I forgot about the other thing. So, what do we have? Here we have some vanilla cream puffs, gingerbread cakes, shortbread cookies on a stick, and choquettes, which are puff pastry with whipped cream and chocolate sauce.
They look so nice.
I want all of it. Give me all of it.
The little like strips look delicious.
The little like puff pastry things.
Oh yeah.
Really adorable. And what are the other things?
They have a Christmas version of the donuts that we had.
Oh yeah, and they look phenomenal. I'm so excited. Give them to me.
Yeah, because they come with, I think it's chocolate or it's chestnut sauce, one or the other, and then whipped cream and a little chocolate candy cane.
Love it.
They look so nice.
Then also in Cafe Hyperion and Restaurant Écoulisse.
That's the one that's in Studios.
Ah, thank you. They'll both share the same seasonal menu. So there'll be a beef cheeseburger with red onions, cornflakes, and famous sauce.
Cornflakes?
It says cornflakes.
Like the cereal?
That's what it says, cornflakes.
How strange.
I wonder, is that a weird translation? Maybe it's not cornflakes.
I don't know.
And then there's also a vanilla and berries mousse, which hopefully will live up to the success of the pumpkin mousse last season. Wow, DLP report. You just put that shade out there with that pumpkin mousse.
I don't think anything will beat the pumpkin mousse.
Not if it's vanilla and berries.
Like that chocolate and salted caramel.
It's not going to be as good as anything that has chocolate in it, let's be real.
True. Plus, let's call a spade a spade. The pumpkin one was cuter.
Oh yeah, absolutely. This is a weird... It doesn't even look like Minnie Mouse. It's weird.
If you are... I know DLP Report have done a massive like blog post type thing where they have all the photos and reviews of any of the stuff that they've tried out of the Christmas season. So if you go on to their Twitter and potentially their Instagram, I'm not too sure, you should be able to find them there. But they've done a very extensive blog post about it.
Excellent. Go there.
It's worth it.
It's a visual thing. Go do that.
Yeah. And follow on the stories, because no doubt Kate will take pictures of all her foods, because that's what you do.
Oh, yes. Absolutely.
So is there anything else from DLP Christmas?
I don't think so. The only thing to mention is that if you are going during Christmas time, don't forget to pop into the Disneyland Hotel and look at the gingerbread house.
Oh my god.
It smells glorious. It's fantastic.
It honestly, it's like my love for the...
It's like lost for words.
But like my love for the Disneyland Hotel is well documented on this podcast and on our Instagram. However, and I love the smell of the Disneyland Hotel, but the Disneyland Hotel with that big ass gingerbread, which is real gingerbread, house in it, is just another bloody level. So go in, have a look at it. They have a board out that like shows you everything that went into it. There's like 20 kilos of sugar in it. Yeah, so make sure you go in and give it a go, and then sure go upstairs and get one of the cocktails, which honestly, all the cocktails sound amazing. And they have a really nice hot chocolate, I think it is, that has like little buttons in it that look like Mickey ears.
Yeah. Do you know what? We might get a cocktail at the hotel because they're cheaper than in the Disneyland Hotel.
Or you could go to Cafe Fantasia before you have your very swanky dinner in California Grill.
But still expensive.
You're not paying for the dinner.
Very true, we're not paying for the dinner.
But anyways.
Thanks, Disney Comp.
So yeah, that's everything for Christmas as of it stands now. Obviously, we'll know more once Kate's back.
Yes.
And we can pick your brain about it then.
Yes, indeed.
I suppose we would be terribly bad Disney fans / Disney podcasters if we didn't mention the fact that Disney Plus has launched in selected areas. So
Not our area. I
No.
don't want to talk about it.
But we did get a release date. Well,
Yes.
I say this. So Disney Plus announced that
United
on the 31st of March, the UK, France, Germany, Spain, all these places would have it. Did they bother to mention that we would have it?
No.
No, they did not.
Someone definitely didn't realise that Ireland isn't included in the United Kingdom. Because it
Fully
was
enough,
definitely an American post that put it out. And
Yeah.
the amount of Americans that don't realise that Ireland isn't part of the United Kingdom.
That's
baffles
because they just go into Epcot and they go to the UK pavilion.
Oh.
They're like, oh yes, I can buy Ireland stuff here. Surely it's all the same.
me. If you're basing your geographical knowledge on Epcot, I think you've gone somewhere wrong.
Yeah. But anyways, the team that run the Disney UK Twitter, they did clarify that Ireland are also getting it. So the 31st of March,
Woo!
we will finally,
4
finally,
months. 4 months. 4 months.
4 fucking months.
4 months. 4 months. Mandalorian.
All I have seen on Twitter, and Kate can attest to this because I read out a stream of about 8 tweets, is everybody crying at the Imagineer story.
I want to watch everything. Give me everything.
What is going to be the first thing you watch?
Probably that.
Yeah, same. I'm buzzing for it.
It's probably just going to be that, and then The Mandalorian.
Same.
One thing that I'm really excited to watch that you're definitely not is the High School Musical series.
No.
I know you don't care at all, but I'm really intrigued to see if it's
Yeah.
funny, because the trailer was funny and how they pitched it is very funny. So I'm excited to watch that as like my sort of side gal.
Yeah, I'm intrigued to see a lot that's on it. The Imagineer story will 100% be the first thing I watched, then followed by The Mandalorian. One thing that I did that we saw the guys on the Diz talking about is that The Mandalorian is being released weekly, so it's episode by episode.
I have a question.
Yes.
Or maybe that's what you're going to talk about.
What?
So like, if it's being released week by week now,
Yeah,
by the time we get it,
I would say
do we have to wait it to be released week by week?
probably.
Oh, what a pain in the...
You say that,
Behind.
but I also, one point that Rhino made was that because they're only doing it week by week, he obviously, not everybody, and it seems like most of the people that we follow online did this, took the day off or took half a day to watch the stuff that they wanted to on Disney Plus, or at least get a head start in it. But if you don't have the option of doing that, it means that you're not having to avoid the entire internet before you watch the whole series.
Yeah.
So, I get it. Plus, I think there's going to be so much stuff on it that...
I can also see it as a way of like, it's clever from Disney's perspective that like, for not making everything a bingeable series, because it keeps people actually subscribed to your network.
Absolutely.
Because if you just make everything binge watchable, which in fairness Netflix do, but Netflix are releasing so much content at such a high quantity.
Yeah.
That Disney Plus, I know Disney Plus are releasing so much, but still not to the level that Netflix currently are.
Yeah.
So I think Netflix can kind of get away with it still.
Yeah.
But like, it's really clever from Disney Plus to be like, we know for a fact everybody wants to see this. If we release it week by week, then we'll keep them on the hook.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm very excited. I was chatting to the lovely Larry, who is based in Canada. He was a cast member in the Disney Store in Dublin with me. We started at the same time. And he took a half day today so that he could sign up to Disney Plus and catch up on stuff. So I have asked him if he will do a little review. I think as of now, the only thing he's watched is Lady and the Tramp. So he said he will send me a little short review about Disney Plus, what he thinks of it, and potentially about Lady and the Tramp as well. So all going well, I will pop that in here.
Hello, Sinead and Kate and the Disney Waffles podcast listeners. I am going to give you a review of Disney Plus since it kind of came out over here in Canada before it's come out over there. It just released today and I've of course subscribed. I subscribed this morning, first thing I did when I woke up, which is cool. Very easy, very simple. You have two options to subscribe. It's like $8.99 a month or it's $89.99 for the year. So I just did the annual the year because I knew I was going to get that. Also, what's really cool is they give you a free week trial. So with the free week trial, basically You sign up, you give all your credit card details, blah, 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 but they don't take any money until like the next week. So if in that week you're not happy, you can just cancel and you don't have to pay anything, which I think is pretty cool. As for it, it's pretty easy to navigate. It's kind of like Netflix in the sense of they have all their categories. They have like at the top what movies that you can watch, and then underneath there they have like just Disney, just Pixar, just Star Wars, just Marvel, and like just National Geographic. So that's really cool. So that you're not bothering going through everything. They have like different categories. They have everything on there. I mean, they have everything from like Boy Meets World all seasons to like with like brand new stuff. Just like Raven's Home and all the new Disney shows. So that's really cool. Like, if you go into the search, they'll even have the categories. Like they'll have princess category, they'll have like Marvel categories, or whichever they have it all. They also have like Disney Channel stuff. So I don't have cable. We've given up cable, so I don't get to see all the new Disney Channel movies or the Disney Channel TV shows exclusives anymore because I don't have the cable for it. But what's really cool is that they have everything on there. So all the Disney Channel movies are like categories from like 1990, 2000s, and 2010s. So I mean, you can get any Disney Channel movie they've made. It's like on there, and it's amazing. The original content is cool. Like I watched Lady and the Tramp today, and you know me, Sinead, I'm not like you. I don't like the remakes. I'm not a fan of the remakes, but like this remake was really good. It was cute. I liked it. This remake I was happy with. Also with their series, one of the negative things that we get into now is what their series. I didn't like the fact that it's going to be like episode per week. You know, they're a streaming service, and I thought it was going to be like Netflix where you can just binge watch everything all right at once. They're only releasing like one episode a week or day. I don't really know how it's going to go on that, but I thought that was a little bit crappy because I was really excited to like watch Encore, that new show, one right after the other, but I only saw one episode of it because they only released the one episode. So I thought that was like a bit wah. It's the same thing with like the new Star Wars show, The Mandalorian. I don't know if that's what it's called. I'm not a big Star Wars fan, but like I was looking at that. That's only like one episode as well too. So I think that's the thing because I know people would love to binge watch. So I mean, if they wanted half of it, like do the first half now and then do the second half at another date, I think that would be pretty cool too. But so they're doing it once a week episode. What else is a really cool feature that's definitely different than Netflix and stuff too is if you go into like wanting to play a movie and you go down, it'll give you suggestions that are just like that movie. And then some of them, if you move over, it'll give you extras. So what it does is like interviews with a cast, like Mary Poppins was like a 25-year or something or 40-year anniversary and they have interviews with it, or they'll have deleted scenes, and even in the cartoons they have deleted scenes where like the animations, not full animations, but the drawing animations. So it's really cool. It's like a little bit different. Also, what I like too is that they have all the Disney shorts. So some of the shorts I never got to see because I didn't want to see the movie that we were playing in front of them. So like Bayo, or I think it's Bayo, the little dumpling one. I didn't get to see that, and I've heard so many good things about it, but I didn't get a chance to see it because it was playing in front of a movie that I wasn't really bothered to go see. So now you can watch all of those, and all the Toy Story tunes. I never got to see those. So now you can really rewatch those all too. They have like everything from the 90s too. They have like the X-Men cartoon series. They have Gargoyles. They have young Hercules. Like it's so good. The content on there is amazing. A couple of the downfalls, I would say, I've already mentioned the weekly episode. I get it. Okay, so I know they just launched it now too, and I'm not complaining about this, but I know a lot of people were, is that it was running really slow or it was crashing. When I was watching The Lady and the Tramp and when I was watching the first episode of Encore, like it didn't crash when we were watching that. So I thought that was great. Usually with Netflix, like if it's crashing, it's going to interrupt the movie and do that loading and then just not let you watch the rest. But this lets you finish what you want to watch and then it crashed. So at least for me anyways, I got to watch both of them uninterrupted, and then it crashed and it was too many people and wouldn't let you go onto the server. which I thought was really good because now you don't interrupt what you're watching and have to watch it again, and that can become annoying and frustrating. Also, the other thing is, like Netflix, you can put more than one person onto your account, but like you can add a person onto it. But again, it's been so busy and thing, I wasn't able to do it. And like you can change, I'm assuming you can do this because this is what it kind of says, but again, it wasn't loading on this part and it wasn't letting me do it. But you can change your picture. So right now my picture, like profile picture for myself is set as Mickey, but I can go into that and I can just change it to any like Disney character that I want to put. And the next person who's on your account can put their own like little favorite Disney character on there too. So I think that's really cool and really like magical and special. Also what happened too is, so when I woke up, I set it up, no problem, download on my phone, no issues, downloaded on my, like I said, I don't have cable, so I have an Android box. So I downloaded on my Android box, no issues, no problem. It was great, it was working. And then my brother tried to use the other Android box, and it wouldn't work. It wouldn't support his box. So that was a bit tough. I guess his was a newer box, which is weird, but it didn't support it. And so that was a bit odd. And then my sister's Android box as well, too. Her Android box didn't support it either. Like they went into the App Store and it wasn't supporting it. Like it was not even in the App Store. And my brother like researched and said his wasn't working. So that's a bit weird. It's not supported on some avenues, but it's supported on other avenues, which is, I guess, I get a negative. But yeah, that's about my review. That's about all it is. I'm liking it so far. I like it. I think it's great. I think it's something that it's good. It has a few kinks. It has a few mishaps that it needs to work out, but otherwise I think it's so good. I'm really, really pleased with it, and I can't wait to get home and go watch it. But yeah, that's my review. So have a magical day and hope everything's great. Okay, bye.
Also, if any of you don't know anything about Disney Plus, we talked about Disney Plus a while ago.
Oh, Jesus. I don't know when we talked about it.
Neither do I, but we did like a whole rundown of all the stuff that's going to be released on Disney Plus from release. So if you are interested in that, hop back a good few episodes and we're there and we have a full list and we talk about everything that they're going to be releasing when Disney Plus finally arrives.
Absolutely. But either way, once we have it, we'll talk about it a lot more, but sadly we are in one of the areas that don't get it until the end of March.
And with that, let's move stateside.
Yeah.
So, a Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party has begun in...
Walt Disney World.
That's the one. I was like, Walt World.
Nope.
In Walt Disney World,
yes,
Florida. And this year, there is a new fireworks.
Yes.
Which is Minnie something, something, something.
Minnie's Wonderful Christmas or something like that.
You got it.
I mean... this is Christmas. This is not my realm to
it's like
be knowing all this.
It's like Minnie's Wonderful Happy Clappy Christmas firework thing. It's cute. We watched it. It's cute.
Yeah.
It's delightful. I love a little fireworks show. Poo poo poo.
Yeah. It's funny though, because, and it's something I was saying to Kate, it seems like, because normally whenever they do the parties or anything like that, the press night is the first one. But for whatever reason, from what I can tell online anyways, the press night for Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party is tonight, but the first party was Friday.
Ooh.
Because, I mean, the Diz haven't posted anything about it yet, and until the Diz go, I'm kind of like... So we had to watch fireworks from somewhere else, and it was very sad.
Ugh, bad quality, bad sound.
The Diz.
No bueno.
The Diz do the best fireworks.
We wait for the Diz. We watch again. We come back to you.
Exactly.
Yeah, so we'll once the Diz come back with all of the
content.
With all the content, we'll talk about it again. But we've watched the fireworks, and the fireworks are cute.
And we watched some of the ride overlays.
Yeah, so Space Mountain has got a Christmas overlay.
And it looks wild.
It's crazy. It's just mental. There's so many green and red flashing lights.
There's like rock versions of Christmas
music
songs.
Yeah.
It's bizarre.
But it looks like something I'd be totally there for.
I mean, I'm stunned.
And there's also going to be a Christmas overlay for Mad Hatter's Teacups.
Yes, which couldn't find
online. So when the Diz has /tag, when the Diz /Tim Tracker come back with something, possibly, we'll give it a go.
Yeah, and seemingly there's also another one on, is it Tomorrowland Speedway? Is that what it's called in the States?
Yes.
So
I hope someone goes on
Who
that
knows?
because I know that Tim like looked at it from the People Mover, but I want like a ride through of it because I think that's where it would be the most fun.
yeah, absolutely. So intriguing. And then another update from DLP Report. So some updated Extra Magic Time attractions from November 2019. Note the addition of Meet Mickey and Santa for the Christmas season. So things that'll be open for Extra Magic Time in Disneyland Park are the Thunder Mesa Riverboat Landing, Big Thunder Mountain, Pinocchio, the Carousel, Peter Pan's Flight, Meet Mickey Mouse, and also Meet Santa, Dumbo the Flying Elephant, Mad Hatter's Teacups, the Princess Pavilion, Buzz Lightyear Laser Blast, Orbitron, and Star Wars Hyperspace Mountain. And then over in Studios, you've got Crush's Coaster, Cars, the Carpets Over Agrabah, Ratatouille, Twilight Zone Tower of Terror, Toy Soldier Parachute Drop, Slinky Dog Zigzag Spin, RC Racer, and then as for like food, the Market House Deli is open, and then On Coulisses in the front lot is open as well.
Woo!
Loads to be doing.
Get your early magic hours out. Come enjoy the park from 8 a.m.
Exactly.
And to be honest, I think that's pretty much it.
That is pretty much everything for the news.
Except for one thing, Sinead.
What's that, Kate?
You know what today is?
Today's Tuesday.
You know what that means. It's Special Guest Tuesday!
Yay!
Who was our special guest today, Sinead?
This week we had Ping, aka Warrior Mulan, and Mushu.
Woo woo woo!
And they were both I was about to call them gazebos. Gazebo is not the term.
Moving gazebos.
What are they called?
Trikes?
Yes. They do kind of look like a little gazebo though.
No, they do, yeah, no.
But yeah, I've seen Ping before. She was the guest star Tuesday when me and Breffney were there last year during Halloween. So it was interesting seeing her with Mushu. I don't know why she was necessarily in a trike, but we'll go with it.
Do you think it's because it was raining?
Maybe. It could have just been because it was slippy.
So many questions and no answers.
And speaking of Mulan, me and Breffney, well, I've obviously seen Mulan. Breffney watched Mulan for the first time.
I can't believe you've never seen Mulan.
There's so many weird Disney movies that Breffney's never seen. So if you voted in the poll on Instagram the other day, thank you. Mulan won overwhelmingly. And we had a message from Chloe saying that we better have Brett watch both. Don't worry, he will be watching Bedknobs and Broomsticks, potentially this weekend. But yeah, so we're going to go through and we're going to have him watch a lot of Disney movies that he's never seen before. Because there's a lot of weird ones that he'd just never seen. Much like he had never seen Hercules until earlier this year.
Who put the glad in Gladiator?
So yeah,
that's it for the news, guys.
yes. We did ask if anybody had any questions for us. Because we haven't done that in a while.
Nothing I love more in life than questions.
Exactly. So one of the questions we had was about what we thought of Santa Fe. So we had covered that in last week's episode. So please feel free to go check that out. That was from the lovely Mary, because I think she's staying in Santa Fe in December. So we hope you have a wonderful time. And then the lovely Jessie Doyle asked, are you guys excited to see Frozen 2 or are you over it?
I'm excited to see Frozen 2.
Okay.
I loved Frozen before I worked in the store. Because Frozen came out when I didn't work in the store.
Yes.
And I saw it in the cinema and I fell in love with it. And then the day it was released on DVD, I was like, get this DVD for the house. And my parents did. And then I watched it and I watched it and I watched it and I loved it. Then I came to the Disney store.
Yes.
And I started working in the Disney store when they relaunched Frozen product.
Yeah.
So I know I wasn't there for initial release because that was a time for a lot of people and I'm sorry for your loss. But Frozen relaunch was probably the scariest time of my life.
Yep.
And I know I wasn't there for the start, but I know for a fact that there was so much more product at the relaunch than there was for the original launch. And it was just Frozen all day, every day, all the time. So although I'm excited for Frozen 2, that always is in the back of my mind. And I find it still really difficult to watch Frozen with not skipping Let It Go. Like, whenever I watch Frozen, which I still do, because I do still think it's a very funny movie, I have to skip Let It Go, because it's, like, triggering.
Yeah.
No joke. So, I am really excited for Frozen 2, because I'm excited to see what they do, and I just kind of love the cast. I think the cast is very good together, and I think their rapport with each other is very good. So I'm still quite excited to see Frozen 2. But I know that Sinead's opinions aren't as the same as mine. For obvious reasons.
Yeah. So I did work in Disney for when Frozen first came out. And nothing I will ever do in a professional capacity will ever come close to Frozen and that Frozen Christmas, because it was horrific. Also, Let It Go is triggering, but the whole soundtrack is triggering for me because it started in October, and then when the movie got released, because Disney tend to swap over their music and stuff, or at least they used to, from the 18th of November. So when it changed over, it was the Christmas playlist mixed in with Frozen. And there'd be Frozen on the theatre. And then there was a button on the iPad, on the iTouch, where people could play Frozen whenever they wanted. And it was everywhere. And Frozen kept playing the whole time through the whole, except for Star Wars weekend, the whole way through until the next Christmas. So it was just constant Frozen soundtrack, constant Let It Go, the Let It Go, the Let It Go sing-along, the Demi Lovato Let It Go, the Let It Go in 25 languages, which me and Kate can still sing. And it just, there were people coming up, they were screaming, and it really did taint the movie. The first time I went to go see it, I went to go see it with Kira and Alan, and loved it. Yes, loved it. And we went to see it, I think the day it got released, which would have been a Thursday, because movies get released on a Thursday in Ireland. And then I was working that whole weekend.
Oh my god, I'm surprised you're still alive.
It was terrifying. Because it was just, we'd had the products for, because generally if a movie comes out, and again, this is just basing it off what it was previously anyways, 6 weeks before the movie gets released, all the product is in. Mm-hmm. So you have it there. And there was...
And it sits there for ages, and no one touches it.
I will forever remember there was this one woman, and she came in, and she came up to first floor, and I was up on first floor, and she said, "Is this all the stuff from the new movie?" She had a 6-year-old daughter, and she asked what the returns policy was, and this was 2 weeks before the movie came out. She asked what the returns policy was. It was 30 days. So she picked up an Elsa dress, an Anna dress, an Elsa doll, an Anna doll, Elsa pajamas, Anna pajamas, plush. She bought one of everything for each princess, because she didn't know which one her daughter would like. And her daughter liked Elsa.
Surprise, surprise.
She brought her daughter to see the movie that weekend, or whenever it came out. She came back in the following week, returned all the Anna stuff, and she was feckin' laughing because there were literal, fucking fist fights in the store, fretting Frozen. I remember being on a night shift and some woman threatening to smash through the glass because she wanted an Elsa doll, and we'd had them delivered that night. Because you know when you occasionally get nighttime deliveries? Yeah. And we were putting Frozen out, and this woman was pissed drunk and was threatening to smash through the window because she needed to get an Elsa doll for her daughter. And I was like, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. What are you doing?
People are crazy.
I feel like I'm emotionally scarred from Frozen.
That's
fair.
I
will go see it. Don't get me wrong. I will go see it. And no doubt I'll have to listen to whatever the songs are because both of my nieces love Frozen. So, yeah. I'm personally a bit over it, but that's just because I had to go through the hellhole that was Frozen 1. But the fact that I have noticed, and you can confirm this, because this happened with Moana. When you don't work for Disney, you enjoy the movie so much more.
So much more. What Disney movie did I go see? And I was like, wow, that was great.
It happened with us with Moana, because I had left. And I was like, oh my god, Moana's amazing. I love it. And you were like, Moana is hell.
Yeah, because this music was on. Like, I know that Moana didn't peak as much as Frozen did.
Oh god, no.
But Moana was definitely second in line in terms of those kind of movies because kids were like, Moana!
Yeah.
And the soundtrack was just on all the time. And it's quite a catchy soundtrack, and the music style is a bit different, so I don't think it genuinely was annoying as Frozen. But I love Moana now. But the day I went to go see Moana, when I still worked in the store, I was like, this is crap, get it out of my face. I was like, I know all these songs, I know all the jokes.
Yeah.
I know all of these characters back to front. I know their storyline and I've not even seen the movie.
Yeah.
I hate it. Now I watch Moana and I'm like, what a great movie.
And it is one of the downsides to being a cast member. And I found it, so my last Christmas in Disney was Force Awakens Christmas. And in my head, I was like, if I stayed here, I would end up hating Star Wars.
Yeah, I was actually saying to Ed that's what it was. I'm so glad I didn't work in the store for Endgame,
Yeah.
Because I know for a fact that all my friends who worked in the store knew so many facts about the movie. They were like, oh, this scene was filmed here, and did you know that these costumes represent this, and did you know that this is this? And I was like, it would have just ruined it for me.
Yeah.
Because I tried to stay away from Endgame as much as possible.
Yeah, so I was very much getting out of Disney for many reasons, but what part of it definitely was because I didn't want it to make me hate Star Wars, because it definitely would have, because nothing will ever... My like lasting memory of working in Disney was that day before Christmas Eve when every 5 seconds I needed lightsabers, and Kate was the only person that was able to bring me enough.
And that's why we're friends.
Everyone would bring me 5, Kate brought me 15.
I just don't even understand people's work ethic sometimes. I'm like, you're just not doing your job. Like, you may as well just throw it down the stairs. Like, you're just not trying.
Oh, so funny.
Anywho, to answer your question, yes, I'm excited for Frozen 2. Sinead's tepid about the matter, but we'll both go see it.
Exactly. We'll let you know what we think anyways. Now to move on to the main segment of Le Podcast. Infinity Annual Passes.
Yeah, they're black.
They are.
Look sleek AF.
Yeah.
You should buy one.
So what we thought would be a good idea, because I've had mine for over a year now. You've had yours coming up to a year.
Correct.
We thought it'd be a good idea because it is something that I see a lot on different like Facebook groups and stuff like that, is people asking, are annual passes worth it? What type of annual pass should I get? Etc, etc. So we asked some questions, which I'll go to first.
Okie dokie.
And then we can kind of fill in any gaps around it.
Go for it.
So we just gave a very long-winded answer for a question from Jessie Doyle. And now she's asked us another question, so we'll try not to go quite so down a rabbit hole. But how much do you get off Disney hotels, e.g. Newport Bay with an Infinity Pass?
So, from what Disneyland Paris say on their website, it's €108 per night, but that's like with like scrupulous things. I think that's like the maximum cheapest you're going to get it or something.
Yeah.
But not every night is going to be €108. I think it's just like that's like the maximum cheapest you can get, if that makes sense. From what we found from ringing up, it starts at 50% off, room only, and then it sort of just goes down from there.
Yeah. Which is interesting because we've also both, well, I never rang, you rang as a cast member.
Times. I've rung them so many times.
But as a cast member, you rang to book as well, and it's pretty much the very same. It's the discount starts at 50% off. You tell them what hotel you want to look at or what dates. They'll check 50% off. If that's not there, they'll check 45% off, and then it just keeps trickling down. I've never had to go any lower than 30, thank God.
Neither have I think.
But yeah, generally, depending on the time of year, where you're planning on staying, yada, 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 like I would doubt you would maybe get 50% off the Disneyland hotel. But I've definitely got 50% off. I think me and Breffney got 50% off Santa Fe.
Yeah.
So
I think if you book far enough in advance and you're looking for any hotel from Sequoia Lodge lower,
yeah,
I think you'll probably have a high possibility of getting 50% off. But it also depends on how many like rooms they have booked at like full price.
Yes.
Like that depends on it as well. Like if they've got like a really high amount of full price hotel bookings, they're going to have less rooms available at discount.
Yeah. So we can't really give like a definitive monetary amount. There is different factors to it. But I suppose one thing just to bear in mind is if you're booking, say if you had an Infinity Pass holder, if you had an Infinity Pass and you're going with someone that doesn't have tickets, you can't add tickets for them on, but you can get them tickets via your annual pass.
Yeah, and you can get your friends and family tickets, which are €39.
Yeah.
So, but they'll tell you all this when you go to book it. They'll be like, you need your own tickets, all this sort of stuff.
Yeah. So.
And if you are wondering about the discounts, if you get your Infinity Pass, you can always ring them up and just ask for quotes. Like I have to say, they don't pressure you at all to book on the day. They really don't. They'll be like, is there anything else I can help you with? You're like, no, that's fantastic. I've got all the information I need. I'll probably ring you back in like a week. They'll be like, cool, no problems. Have a good day.
Yeah. And if you are booking it, you will generally pay 25% when you book. Mm-hmm. And then you pay the rest 60 days before you go. It used to be 30, but it seems like it's changed to 60 now.
Yeah.
So just to bear that in mind. But yeah, another thing I suppose just kind of bear in mind is you won't get I know a lot of families and stuff look at getting the half board or full board meal deals because occasionally you can get discounts on that. So just something to bear in mind. You can't get those when you book them through the Infinity pass holder, and you do have to ring to book, but you can add those on separately if you really wanted to, but
if you're going to do that,
you won't get it as a package.
Yeah, see, because the problem is that sometimes it's cheaper to book as a package, but then you end up having tickets as well when you don't need tickets. So it's really just important that if you do have an Infinity Pass, that you really look at your options when you're booking to try and figure out what the best option is, especially if you're going for with a bunch of people that don't have tickets.
Yeah, I agree. Next question is from Emma Salmon 30. Is it worth getting? I was at the park in August, but I didn't know if it was worth it or not.
Wow, what a heavy loaded question.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a question we're going to answer. I feel like your question will be answered by the end of this episode.
Yeah. So maybe we'll circle back to that one.
We'll put a pin in it.
Yeah.
And we'll come back to it.
So Sierra Disney Dream asked, can you get an annual pass online?
Well, I think Sinead can attest, yes, you can try, but it's a big pain in the behind.
Yeah, so when I was renewing my annual pass, they send you, when you're renewing anyways, they send you an offer where you can get 16 months for the price of 12, but you have to print off a form, a direct debit mandate form, if you're paying for it that way, and send it back. I think if you just want to buy it outright, you can ring them up. The Infinity Pass to buy outright is €449. Or I think if you're paying monthly, if you get it in the park and you do the minimum of paying 60 and then doing it monthly, I think mine worked out as €36 a month. But it just depends what way you're paying. But you have to send back a copy of your ID, and if you're paying monthly, you have to send back a copy of like a bank statement that shows your BIC and your IBAN, or I suppose if you're in the UK, your account and sort code. But it can also depend on whether your bank is set up for SEPA payments. So there's a couple different like moving parts to it. What I would mainly recommend is just doing it in the park, because I honestly had so many issues going back and forth between trying to get it resolved. I tried ringing up the annual pass line to get it sorted, and I could not get onto anybody that spoke any form of English, to the point that they hung up on me a couple times. Then we were in the park, I tried to go get it resolved there. They told me that they couldn't for whatever reason, and then eventually they were just like, they pretty much sent me a message saying, this is taking too long, we're cancelling this transaction. So when we went back for Halloween, I got one of the friends and family tickets on Kate's pass, and then went into the annual pass office. I had my old annual pass, I had my passport, and I had my bank details, I had my BIC and IBAN, and it took 20 minutes?
Yeah, you were in out like a shot.
Like, it was boom boom, done, absolutely fine. Signed a couple bits, happy days. So you can get an annual pass online, but honestly what I would probably advise is go, and even if you get a day ticket, whatever amount that you pay to get into the park to get to the annual pass office, they just take off the price of your annual pass. So I would honestly do it that way and just do it in person, because it's so much less of a faff. So wouldn't recommend.
No.
And then Earth to Chloe asked, how many times a year would you have to go for it to be worth the price?
Without doing like hard maths, we think it's 3.
Yeah.
We've pretty much, like, from our experience, we've like generalized it as 3. Just because of what you pay. It obviously also depends on when you go and what time of the year you go, because sometimes can be more expensive than others in terms of like peak and off peak seasons. But we're pretty sure that, like, to make your Infinity Pass worth it, you have to go at least 3 times a year with trips of 3 days or more.
Yeah.
As in, like, 3 or 4 days. Don't go for more than 4 days. You're crazy. Like, using your discount on site. So, like, using your discount to book your room, using discounts on the restaurants, on your merch, everything.
Yeah. So I added up, I went through on our Instagram highlights, I went through our last 2 trips and added up the cost of everything I bought between our last 2 Halloween trips, and then worked out the discount just based off the actual merch that I bought, and I saved, I think it was €75.
That's crazy.
So, I mean, that's €75 off the $449 immediately.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And then when you factor in the fact that you get an annual photo pass as well, that's another at least €80 that you can knock off it as well. And then any food you buy, any of the discounts that you get off the hotel. So like if you're somebody that doesn't tend to eat a lot on site, or you're someone that doesn't tend to stay on site, or you're someone that you don't really care about meeting characters or getting photos, you don't really buy a whole lot, then it might not be worth it. But I'm someone that prefers to stay on site, so I like having the discount in the hotels. I buy a lot of shit.
Yeah.
And I like to eat a lot of stuff in the park as well, so the discount on those is amazing. So yeah, if you were going for at least 3 trips, I would say it's worth it. Or if you were going, so for instance, my brother and sister-in-law are going on a big family holiday, and I've kind of said to them that one of them should get an annual pass, even just for the fact of the discounts and the photos.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
they're going to have to pay, because they'll want photos, because it's a big family thing with grandkids and all that kind of stuff. They're going to want the photos, so that's at least €70. And the fact that they're going with 4 kids and there's a group of 10 of them,
that's massive savings.
that's going to save them so much money. So I've said to them, like, you should really look into this, because even if just one person got it for the discounts, it'd be worth it.
Yeah, absolutely. You'd
probably make money.
I was about to say, like, not to be dramatic, but I think you'd easily make your money back.
Yeah.
In terms of discounts. If you got 10 people.
Yeah.
Like, think of the discount on, like, a meal. If you all ate together for, like, 2... Even if you ate together for, like, 2 times.
Yeah. Because you get 15% off your meals, and you also get 15% off character meals as well, which is huge.
Yeah. It's massive.
So if you went to Interventions, which is what, like €65 per person for, I think it's 7 adults and 4 kids. It's actually more than 10 people.
Yeah.
Well, Sophie doesn't really count because she's under 3. But like when you think about it, like 15% off 10 people worth of, yeah, they'll definitely save money. So if you are
don't make me do maths.
No. If you are,
we know it's a lot.
If you are a big family that's going on a big holiday like that, where you have a lot of little kids that might want costumes or toys or stuff like that, sometimes it can be worth getting it, even just for that one trip, just purely for the discount.
Yeah, even if you already have a ticket, like it genuinely could just save you money.
Yeah.
It's just crazy to think about, and it is something to think about.
Yeah.
But try and just weigh up the options in your head and be like, I actually might just like make money.
Yeah. Just work it out, like maths wise. You save 20% off all merchandise, including Pandora, including collectibles, all that kind of stuff. And you save 15% off any restaurant foods. You don't get the discount on your food in the carts. You also don't get it in Victoria's. And there was somewhere else that we ate that we also didn't get it.
Where we got the grilled cheese?
No, because I don't even think I asked. There was somewhere else that we were like, oh, where was it? It's going to really irk me.
I still get annoyed that you can't do it in Victoria's because it's a freaking sit-down table service restaurant.
But see, I think wherever we were, we didn't either. But for the life of me, I can't remember where it was. I don't know. But either way, you get 20% off merchandise, 15% off food, and you get the free photo pass for a year as well. So just bear that in mind, because if you can add up and you think you're going to save more than that when you factor in those 3 things, it could be worth just getting one just for the sake of it.
What was the question?
How many trips you have to take for it to be worth it, but we're just adding in other financial things
3.
as well.
We think it's 3 trips.
Yeah.
3 trips in a year.
Exactly. So we wanted to also find out from some other annual pass holders what they find is the biggest benefit to them, and / do they think they will renew. So we had some bits back from some lovely annual pass holders. So the first response we had was from the lovely Tori and Badger from Doom Buggies. So they said the biggest benefits to them are VIP spots, discounts, and 365 days of entry.
365.
And then they said that they would definitely renew if they knew that they were going 3+ times a year. So they're in the same kind of boat with us.
Excellent.
So that seems to be, and it's a common theme with a lot of people, that being able to go to the parks whenever they want is a big thing for them. I know I kind of asked them, I was curious because I have an Infinity Annual Pass. Breffney has a Magic Flex.
Yes.
And I don't think he would ever get an Infinity Pass because I don't think it makes sense. Like, if you're a couple
you don't both
that's going
need
to
one.
Disney, you
No.
don't both, unless the viewing areas are lovely, particularly for the fireworks and stuff.
Yeah, part of me is kind of like, oh, I'd quite like to bring out like the VIP, like the infinity bit.
Yeah.
Because it does actually look quite good from up there when you can see what's going on.
Yeah. So And that is just kind of something to bear in mind.
But I don't think it's worth €449. Like,
And no, definitely not. So if you are a couple, I don't think both of you need an infinity pass. I think if one of you have it, fantastic. But I don't think it's necessary for both, because you don't need 2 photo passes. Because like every time we've gone, it's kind of been like, oh, whose photo pass will we use?
Yeah.
Or, oh, whose discount will we use? So, and most of the time, just because it's easier, we end up paying together anyway. So
Yeah.
it doesn't make sense for us. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
And they're so chill in Disneyland.
oh, they're
with
so chill with
the
it.
like infinity discount thing. So like I just remember being a cast member that like it was so strict, and like you had to be there and you had to be the one paying for it, and completely, absolutely, it makes sense. Like I'm not arguing the fact that cast member discount is annoying to do. Like I 100% understand it, but like in Disneyland they don't care. There was one point where Ed went to go get food, and I was so tired, and I was like, here, just take my infinity pass for the discount. I was like, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, just use yours, because he has the magic flex as well, and that gave him 10% rather than whatever. And Catherine didn't even look. Catherine was like, boop, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, if you're a couple, I don't think it makes sense. To be fair, if you're a couple and you aren't going to go that often, it might end up being cheaper just for one person to have an annual pass and the other person to just get the friends and family.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
More often it works out slightly cheaper for the other person to get a lower tier annual pass just because of the cost of the tickets. So again, it's something to just look into. If you are going to go a couple times a year, just work out the maths of it. It can be a little tedious, but it's worth it in the end, because you could end up saving a bit of moolah. Then we had La-di-da Disney said, I like being able to just get in whenever I want, and the discounts in the stores and restaurants is great.
Yeah, I think one of the massive positives is that you don't need to worry about when you're going to book your trip.
Yeah, you can go whenever.
Like, you can just be like there's no sort of like, oh, I can't go with that because that's a blockout week or blah, blah, blah. It's just like, yeah, I can go. That's fine. The only thing is that I know that the Breffney and Ed both have the Magic Flex.
Yes.
And that gives them so many days of the year. It gives them Monday to Friday, majority of the year. Mm-hmm. And then it blocks out pretty much Halloween, Christmas, and weekends.
Yeah.
And we don't tend to go at the weekends anyway.
Or at least we very much try and avoid it.
Try and avoid it, like, because it's just busier on the weekends. And why would you put yourself through that? So I do enjoy the fact that you can just go whenever. You don't really need to worry about it. Like, it really helped for going on Halloween.
Yeah, big time.
Because if we'd have had nearly any other pass, we wouldn't have been able to go.
Yeah, and there's no blackout dates on when you can buy the friends and family tickets either.
Which is also great, because we bought friends and family tickets on Halloween.
Yeah.
And it was fine.
They are limited with regards to quantity, so you can get up to 5 a week, and you can have 20 across the year.
Yeah, but then after that you also get,
I think it's 20%.
20% off just one day park tickets.
Yeah.
So you're still saving money, but I actually think the whole 20% thing is the same as if you were booking your tickets in a hotel.
Oh, okay.
I think that's like how it works. It's the same sort of workaround.
Okay, cool.
So, yeah.
Fair.
We agree.
Yes.
Good comment. Thanks for your contribution.
Yes. And then on a very similar vein, A Breezy Day Life said no blackout dates, all the discounts, and they had just renewed in September.
Wow, congratulations.
Another year of the blackouts. And then the lovely Explorer_Eeyore, which we're very sad we didn't see at Halloween.
No, I saw the pictures of Eeyore. It was so cute.
They've said the discounts, the free parking, which we haven't mentioned, extra magic hours, and they said that they are hoping to renew next year in August.
Excellent. Much different perspective on the Infinity Pass there.
Yes.
Delightful. Bunch of stuff we don't do.
I think she has the ability to drive.
Yes, which is fantastic. So yeah, you do get the free parking, which...
Parking is normally €30 a day.
Crazy.
And there is a whole separate Infinity Pass holder parking area.
Ooh, I did not know this.
I found that out from DLP Report.
Wow, how fancy. Then also the extra magic time access. Very good. Again, if you're someone who lives close by, because you can only get extra magic time if you are staying in one of the hotels or if you have an Infinity Pass.
Yeah. So if you, I personally would rather pay that bit extra and stay in one of the Disney hotels. I get that it's not, especially having an Infinity Pass, it is not that necessary. But I like being able to walk to and from. I'd like not having to rely on a shuttle or anything like that. So that is just a personal preference thing on mine. And I'm quite blessed to be in a position that I can do that, and I fully acknowledge that. However, if you are someone that likes to go to Disney more often and you don't care where you stay, then you can get some really great deals in the partner hotels.
Oh, absolutely.
And you can still get the use of the extra magic time. And also, if you buy one of the friends and family tickets, they can also use extra magic time as well via your tickets.
Wow.
Which is dead handy.
Wow.
And also, just while I'm thinking about it, there's also the Infinity and Magic Plus entrance to the very far. So if you're looking at the Disneyland Hotel, over to the very, very far left, which is normally the exit, there's an entrance there, and the friends and family tickets can also use those as well.
Yeah, and the problem there is that a bunch of people queue up there thinking they can just get in willy-nilly with their regular tickets.
Willy-nilly.
And then they clog up the queue.
Yeah, which is frustrating.
Because they can't read.
But cast members are usually pretty good at hooshing them along.
Oh yeah, cast members do not let you in unless you have the right ticket.
Yeah.
There's also one of those entrances in Walt Disney Studios.
There is, but that's very far away. I feel like the one in the Disneyland...
It depends. I think it depends how busy of a day it is.
Yeah. So there are the kind of both looks at it, I suppose, as to what people wanted to know and then what Infinity Pass holders thought. So we just thought we'd go through, I suppose, our experience with it and whether we felt it was worth it. Because we both had them for over a year. I suppose, spoiler alert on mine, I have renewed mine, so that'll tell you, I suppose, how I kind of felt about it. But yeah, so we've both had them for over a year now. I will have, by the time I was renewing mine, I did 4 trips. I did Halloween, Christmas, Easter-ish, end of April time, and then Halloween again. So by the time yours runs out, you'll have done
Christmas,
Easter-ish. I'm just saying Easter because we were there April.
Oh yeah, I just can't remember the trips. Christmas, Easter-ish,
Halloween,
Christmas.
So
So
I've
I've
done
done
5
trips.
Yes.
And I wonder why I have no money to go to Disney World.
Because we're just too busy going to Disneyland. So, how do you feel like it's been worth it for you?
Absolutely.
Okay.
It's kind of, it's not a catch-22, but it's very much a one leads to the other.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, because I had my Infinity Pass, I was like, I can just go more, which led me to spend more money in the parks to stay there, which led to me spending more money on food. And in all fairness, in the past 2 trips, I didn't really buy that much merch.
No, you were pretty restrained.
I'd say I spent like less than 60 quid on merch,
That was not.
including like gifts for other people as well. Like, I literally bought like a couple of pins. So, yes, obviously one does lead into the other because I'm like, well, I have it, I might as well use it, which then leads me to spending flights and blah, blah, blah. But I still do think it was worth it. Like, I'm happy that I got it and I'm happy of the experiences I had because of it. So, taking into account like the VIP viewing areas for the Infinity thing, the fact that we got to go to that Phantom Manor preview event, which are like random bits and bobs that happen for Infinity Pass holders.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then just generally like having the discounts and everything and just knowing that I'm getting a little bit off because obviously we both came from an area of always getting discount off with our cast member ID, and I found it very difficult to then think, oh, I have to pay full price for everything, which sounds a bit stupid, but like when you've been getting discount off Disney merch for 4 years,
Yeah.
to then turn around and be told you have to pay full price for this now, I'm like, it's not really worth the full price sticker, so I don't really want to pay that.
Yeah.
So when I found this jig around that I could get discount on stuff still, I was like, yes, cool, happy out.
Are you planning to renew?
No, purely for the fact that one, I want to go to Walt Disney World.
Mm-hmm.
We'll try to go next year, but who knows, because I also don't want to go when it's blazing hot. I'd rather go in one of the slightly cooler time periods of the year. So I don't know if we'll make it in the next 2 years because I'm not going for the 50th. But it will still like help in terms of just like saving. But if it turns out that I do, and again, this comes back to the whole 3-time thing. If it turns out that I do look like I'm going to go more than 3 times next year, then yes, I'll just get one because you can just buy one when you get there. It's fine. It's not a whole like, oh, you didn't renew, you can never get one again. But at the moment, I won't be because I don't have enough trips planned to justify it.
That's fair.
But I'm happy I got it, and I might get one again in the future. Actually, that's a lie. I will get one again in the future when everything's done and dusted with the expansions and everything, because I'll 100% happily go another 4 times a year to be able to experience all the brand new things that are coming to Disneyland Paris.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a very good way of summing it up. I definitely feel like I got my money's worth out of it. So with the exception of Halloween, we tend to do 4 days, and 4 full days of Disney. I think I logged onto my PhotoPass and I have over 1,000 photos sitting on my PhotoPass. So, I have over 1,000 photos sitting on my PhotoPass. So, not having to get PhotoPass every time or anything like that. Like, I love having the ability to get all the photos. And it's something that I've never gone to a Disney park and not had PhotoPass. So it's something that I would have been paying for anyways. So kind of not having to worry about that is beautiful. And yeah, like as you mentioned, getting to go to the Phantom Manor thing, it is something that there's a bunch of other extras. So you can book, we've mentioned it, there's viewing areas for Illuminations, there's viewing areas for Stars on Parade, which you can book via the website. So you can book them, I think it's up to 15 days in advance.
Yeah, I think
it's from 15 days in advance. They do tend to book up, so have a look, but you can't bring a non-Infinity Pass holder with you, which is irritating.
It actually is kind of, like, I feel like they could just take that into account, that you could just like book 2 people.
Or even if you could buy a friends and family ticket and they could go with you.
That also, yeah. See what I mean? But we understand, we get it.
Yeah.
But also, it's one slightly thing that's slightly annoying because the probability of you and your friend having an Infinity Pass is quite small.
Yeah, we got to do it once. That'll do it. But there are sometimes special things. So when Phantom Manor was reopening, we got to go to the Infinity Pass holder event. Now, that was only just because we were able to log on and book tickets, and that it was still the most stressful morning of my entire existence.
Do you remember that? That was so stressful.
That was horrible. But
I was
but we got to go to that, and that was great. And then the following day they had like a soft opening for it as well, where Infinity Pass holders, you just showed your annual pass and they let you go onto the ride. And then the day after was Infinity and Magic Plus. And then even this week, it'll have already happened by the time this comes out, but they've announced that you can book a preview of the Frozen Celebration or whatever it is in Animation Celebration for Friday and Saturday, and that opens on Sunday. So there are like nice little like perks to being an Infinity Pass holder. I have renewed mine purely because me and Breffney are planning on going sometime around March next year for our anniversary. And I don't doubt that within the next kind of year or so, we'll be going back with Amy because she's gagging to go on another Disney trip.
Yeah, I'd quite like to go at Christmas because I feel like, not necessarily just Christmas, but I feel like that time of year is long enough for all of us to like save enough for the trip. So like I definitely think like Halloween-y Christmas time period.
Yeah, I think like this time next year. Like the time that you're going, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, crowd dependent, you can let us know. But even like this past week was real quiet.
But I always feel like November's, bar the weekend, is always like a surprisingly quiet month that people don't think about.
Yeah.
Because people are like, no, it's too early for Christmas. But I'm like, I think like Christmas 18th of November is perfect because that's when Disney's like, for the past like 5 years, that's
what we've been conditioned.
Yeah, exactly. So in my head, I'm like, yeah, the end of November, I'll take it.
Yeah. So I've really enjoyed having the Infinity Pass. I have bought a lot more Disney stuff than I thought I would have, but I guess, I mean, our last 2 trips were Halloween trips, so I was obviously going to buy more because it's cost a bit. But like when I think about it, like I've bought a lot of big things. Like on my first trip with the Infinity Pass, I got both of our Disneyland Paris Spirit jerseys. They're $65 each. Got 20% off those. I bought my Phantom Manor clock. Got 20% off that.
When you buy a Spirit jersey, this just helps things put like in perspective. When you buy a Spirit jersey with an Infinity Pass, it brings it down to below 50 quid.
Yeah.
So like that just puts it into perspective how much you're saving.
Exactly. I got my Phantom Manor clock, which was €75.
Oh, that bloody clock.
Got 20% off that. My Pandora charm, got 20% off that. Like, it definitely does add up. And like when I added it up, it was €75 that I saved between the last 2 trips.
No.
And I did buy a lot over the last 2 trips, more than I would normally, but that was because it was Halloween. But still, it's even like if you're going with other people in your party or something like that, as we've kind of said, DLP are pretty lax. As long as somebody that's standing there has an Infinity Pass, they really don't mind.
No, they're like, we understand, we get it.
Yeah, so.
Now, obviously, we also do completely understand that all of this conversation is complete within, like, the Disney vortex.
Oh, big time.
Like, it's 100% like, the more you buy, the more you save. But if you're in that mindset where you're like, I'm going to Disney, this is how much I've brought with me, I'm probably going to buy like 3 big ticket items, I'm going to buy souvenirs, I'm going to do this. If you're fully aware that you're going to be spending a hefty chunk of cash on Disney stuff, then you got to take all the discounts for what they're worth.
If you're going to Disney, and if you plan to go to Disney a couple times a year, if you buy a Spirit jersey, a collectible, and a Loungefly bag.
Easy. That's it.
The amount of money you will save, because those Loungefly bags are ridiculously expensive. They're like 80 to 90 euro each. The collectibles can range anywhere up to like 400 euro, depending on what one you're looking for. So it really does depend. But definitely, if you plan on going 3 times or more, or if you're going with a big group, I would maybe look at, even if everyone kind of pitched in an amount or something like that for somebody to get one, to save money and to be able to get the photos and stuff, it's definitely worth it.
Absolutely. What would you give an Infinity Pass out of 10?
Oh,
in terms of like experience.
Like,
if you were like to recommend to a friend and you had to like give it a stamp,
I'd give it a solid 9.
Excellent. Good stuff.
I mean, the only thing that I'm knocking it off for is the viewing area, and that you can't bring a person with you. Like, we've only done the fireworks once, and we did the fireworks the Monday before the Phantom Manor event, and it was booked out.
But not everybody.
There was so much room for activities.
Yeah, but I think there was only like 20 people there.
Yeah.
Like, it was booked out, but see, I think that's another annoying thing, is that people book it out, but then not everyone goes.
Yeah. And even like, we did the parade twice, again, that was booked out. And again, there was loads of room. So I do really wish you could bring someone, you could bring a +1, or you could bring somebody on a friends and family ticket with you to there.
Yeah, same.
But I think the discounts, not having to worry about where you're going, the entrance cannot be understated for how handy that entrance is. Because on our last trip with the big group of us, because Breffney and Ed couldn't use the entrance, we went through the main entrance a lot more. It is a bloody pain.
People just don't know how to walk.
People...
Like, that's their full problem. They just don't know how
like,
to walk. I'm like, move.
And people don't have the ability to be able to read and say, it's gone green and it says welcome, and the person shouting, and there's been a click and people are still just rubbing their tickets, and I'm like, just go.
Like,
just
have you never used a turnstile before? Like, you gotta push it. I don't know if people are expecting it to like move for them or what. I don't know. People are just stupid, right? And the more of them there are, the more difficult it gets. But when you go to the Infinity Pass holder entrance, everyone's just like boop, 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 and everyone knows what they're doing.
No time. Now, don't get me wrong, I have got stuck behind stupid people at the Infinity entrance. I'm not going to make out that I haven't. But having that like side entrance where there's always much less of a queue, there's not a cluster of families and people skipping in front of you and all that kind of stuff, it's so much nicer.
Also, because of where the entrance is, you can bop straight down into the arcade.
Oh, big time.
And you're just like, vroom.
Which we've found very helpful on more than one occasion.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, I'd give it a solid 9. What would you give it?
Same, 9.
Yeah?
Yeah. Again, I'd probably knock it off for that. And then in my head, I'm like, they could probably add something else. I just can't think of what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. I think it's a solid. I really do think that buying an Infinity Pass to get access to the park 365 days a year, all the discounts, and the thing we didn't mention is the pool access.
Yes.
Because that's also something we never use.
Yes, you can book pool usage in Newport Bay, Sequoia Lodge, and I think...
Disneyland Hotel?
No, you can't do the Disneyland Hotel.
Oh.
But you were able to do Hotel New York.
Right, okay.
I don't know what the story is with using Marvel. I've no idea. But you can definitely do Newport Bay and Sequoia Lodge, which, if you're someone that lives local...
Yeah.
Like, just be able to... Because they have little gym areas in there as well.
Yeah.
So, like, you could easily use that as a gym membership as well.
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong, the gyms are not big. We walked past the one in Sequoia Lodge. We didn't go in.
Lol.
Let's not get that twisted. But there were little there were little weights, there were little workout machines, stuff like that. So if you lived local, like, you can get free access to a pool, you can get free access. Or if you are going and you love being able to go for a swim or whatever, and you stay in Cheyenne or you stay in Scoy Lodge, or not Scoy Lodge, if you stay in Cheyenne or Santa Fe, you can still use the pools and the other ones. You just have to go online and book it.
Yeah, so like I really do think, like, because we live so far away, like, I know that there's Americans that have Infinity Pass and all that sort of stuff, but from like a European perspective, because we live so far away and because we're not mainland Europe, I know that we definitely don't get as much out of it as we could. Yeah. And we still think it's great value for money for what we can get out of it.
Yeah, exactly. So if you're on the fence, do a little bit of maths, work out roughly what you think you might want to get. Like, have a look on the Shop Disney website, whatever price it has on the Shop Disney UK website.
Add a tenner.
Just, not even that. The park stuff, it's the same price.
Oh, yeah.
Like, Spirit jerseys are £65.
Fair.
They're €65. Have a look, add up some of that. The photo pass is at least €75. And then the average price of a meal is around €15 for quick service. So just do a quick tot up of prices. If you're a couple that likes to go to Disney regularly, then I think it's definitely worth it if one of you at least gets it, and then the other person just gets the...
Absolutely.
If you weren't going to have an Infinity annual pass, is there a different pass that you would go for?
Yeah, I'd probably get a Magic Flex, which is also possibly my idea for next year if we do end up going a couple of times, because I'm pretty sure I won't go without you.
Well, how could you?
Because I can't bring Ed again, because I think I've exhausted him in terms of Disneyland Paris, which is completely fine. But I do think that any trips I go on next year, you're definitely going to be there, and I know you're going to have your Infinity Pass. So like we've just explained, I don't need to get an Infinity Pass.
Yeah.
So I'll probably look at getting the Magic Flex, the Magic Plus, depending on when we're looking to book, because it'll still work out cheaper in
tickets-wise, yeah.
Tickets-wise, do you know what I mean? Especially if you're able to book a room via your discount and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, possibly getting a Flex or a Plus, depending on situations. So, like, I'm not completely adverse to getting an annual pass again, but in the Infinity Pass just does take a big chunk of money out of my income every month. That's all.
Yeah, that's fair. I think I would, because I'm just that person, I think I would probably stick with an Infinity Pass. But again, that's purely just because the things that are really important to me are getting the discount off merch, because I do tend to buy a good bit, and I've totally lost the other thing I was going to say. Photo pass. And having the photos. So they're the two things that are really important to me. So, and when you do get your Infinity Annual Pass from the Annual Pass office, you literally go around the corner into where the photo pass is after Buzz. You say, "Hi, hello, can I have my Infinity Annual Pass photo pass?" And they're like, "There you go." And that's it.
Boomtown.
Happy days. So hopefully, Emma, in a roundabout way, we've answered your question.
Ding ding.
So yeah, if you do have any other questions about the Infinity Annual Pass, as I said, we can only really speak to that because that's the only one we've ever had. But if you do have any more questions, please do give us a shout, and we will do our best to either give you our own perspectives on them, or we'll throw it up in the Instagram and see what the other people say.
Exactly.
So yeah,
that's pretty much it.
I think so.
Keep an eye on our Instagram. I will be popping things up here and there. It won't be as Instagram heavy as our other trips, because it just won't be. Just telling you that now. But I will be popping up a few things of like the new stuff that's happening for Christmas, and literally whenever I remember to.
Absolutely.
But I will be taking a lot of pictures when I'm there, so there'll probably be a couple of later grams popping up and stuff. And there might be a couple of like heavy uploads in the evening.
Yeah.
Of like pictures I've taken during the day just in passing and popped up on the story.
Yeah. So thanks very much for listening, guys. As always, we are not sponsored by anybody except our own love for DLP. So please feel free to share the podcast with every and anybody that you think might enjoy it. Pop it up. Let us know when you're listening to the podcast. I love when people do that.
Yeah, when people text us and they're like, "Oh, we're listening to the new episode," and we're like, "Aw, cute."
Honestly, makes my day.
Yeah, I just like that other people listen, because I never thought that other people would listen, and here we are. Be sure to follow us on Instagram, Mickey Waffles Pod. Follow us on Twitter. I don't know what our name is on Twitter. I don't do
Mickey
Twitter.
Waffles Pod.
There you
I
go.
don't do it either.
Don't do Twitter, but we're there if you want. We're also on YouTube. Our episodes go up on YouTube. Who knew? Not us.
Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anywhere else good podcasts are sold.
Even though they're free. Yeah, so share.
Like, share, subscribe.
Oh, I hate that phrase.
Rate us on iTunes.
Oh yeah, do if you feel like it. Only good ones. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks so much for listening, guys. I will see you in 2 weeks' time because I'm not on the next one.
Yes.
Because I was in work when these were being filmed.
Filmed.
Yeah.
Recorded.
Same thing.
Thanks very much for listening, guys. Bye.
Bye.